Let's pack and prep for Singapore. Let's start packing. Hi and welcome to the vlog. If you're new here, my name is Ike. I live and work in Sydney, but I travel a lot as part of my work, and I have a very exciting work trip coming up. We are heading to Singapore. It is truly one of my favorite cities in the whole wide world. I've traveled between Singapore and Australia now about 10 times, so I am definitely getting more and more familiar with all things Singapore, and I can't wait to show you what feels like pretty much my second home away from home. What I love most is that it is truly a global city. It is modern, clean, there's so many great bars and restaurants. It's also very safe. I've never felt uncomfortable traveling there by myself, and I am craving the warmer weather because it is so cold and miserable here in Sydney at the moment. So let's pack and prep for the trip because I have a very early flight tomorrow morning. Actually, before we start packing, I wanted to do a very little unboxing. I resisted for quite some time picking up this camera, partly because I have so many cameras already. I'm starting to collect more cameras than I have handbags. And if you've seen any of my other previous videos, you will know how much I love handbags, but my camera collection is getting a little bit out of control. However, there are no surprises. I finally went ahead and picked up the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. Look at how small it is. It's almost the size of my phone. The creator combo also comes with a few accessories. There's a case for it. There's also a spare battery, and there's the DJI microphone. I already have one of these, so I knew I would like the quality of the microphone. Oh, and there's also a little tripod leg. Look how cute it is. It looks so stumpy. I also really appreciate the quality of the pack it comes in. It has little compartments to keep everything tucked away, and there's a bit of padding so it keeps the camera safe. I really appreciate when brands think about the user experience and the aftercare of tech products as well. It's really nice quality. This camera was released late last year, and it's crazy how almost a year later that this is still so popular. I was 100% influenced to get this camera. Many of my favorite YouTubers, including Celine and Mikey and a few others, have done really great unboxings and reviews, and this camera looks like so much fun to use. I'll leave links below so you can check out their videos as well. I won't go too much into detail about the camera, partly because the camera has been out for a while, so there are heaps of tech reviews on it. I'm just so excited to take it to Singapore and test it out for the next couple of weeks, and I'll share my experience and thoughts along the way. Let me talk about 2 or 3 features and perhaps why I decided to eventually cave. Firstly, it films in 4K. I just love a clean and crisp look and feel for my vlogs, and my current action cameras don't do that. While my Sony cameras film in 4K, I don't necessarily always want to bring that out with me. As you can see, it is also tiny and lightweight. It is almost the size of my phone. There's really not much difference between them in terms of weight. I love small and discreet cameras because I can just take it with me, and it's more likely that I'm going to be able to film in public. Even though I've been vlogging for just a little bit, I still do get a bit nervous. So hopefully with a smaller camera, that will just make it easier. Also, it has a 1-inch sensor, so it performs really well in low light, and it will probably be the case that in Singapore, I will be out and about after work, during sunset and nighttime, so I need a camera that can perform well in very dimly lit situations. And of course, the main feature is the inbuilt gimbal, which gives that smooth and free-flowing footage. There have been so many times where I have deleted footage because it's just so shaky, and I definitely don't want it to be not fun for you to watch. And lastly, this is not talked about very often, but the #1 reason why I like to have a separate camera, and that is file storage and organization. While I love vlogging with my iPhone, I think the quality image is so good on an iPhone. I just struggle to keep on top of my footage and sorting it out and being diligent about transferring files after a busy day. Because of that, I prefer to have a separate camera so I can keep everything just separate. So I can't wait to bring the DJI Pocket 3 with me, and I'll include it in my tech essentials when we pack my carry-on bag. Okay, let's get packing. I think I've said that now like 3 or 4 times, but I seriously mean it. I have a flight to catch tomorrow, so we need to get packing. Let's move on to toiletries. I like to organize my personal care stuff by skincare, hair care, makeup, and body dental care. So I'll usually organize them into 4 different little pouches. I have learned a long time ago to invest in some that are waterproof as well, just because I've had so many incidents where things have leaked. No matter how careful I am, I find that for me, it always seems to be the deodorant that leaks. These are just some that I've collected from my favorite beauty brands along the way. This one is a cute little one from Ted Baker. I usually find that they make some really cute pouches for travel, and they come in all different shapes and sizes, and they are so durable. I've had this one for about 10 years. I get so much satisfaction out of packing toiletries because I get to put my favorite beauty products into their little mini containers. I don't know why, but this process, it's just so satisfying. I'm putting all the clothes that I want to bring on my bed, and then I'll sort them out into these packing cubes. I have different shapes. I have different shapes and sizes. I don't swear by packing cubes, but I think they're definitely helpful to keep my clean clothes separate from the clothes that need to be washed. I like to get the ones with the mesh so that I can see exactly what's inside of them. I have pretty much finished packing. I've put everything into the cubes, from workwear to weekend wear cubes, and my bags that I'm bringing. I also like to bring my own scarf for the plane as well, because that way I know it is definitely a soft, and then just gotta fit the rest of my toiletry stuff in there. For my carry-on bag, I wanted to share which one I'm taking for this trip, and it is this huge duffel bag by Seed Heritage. It is in this beautiful rosy pink color, and it's made out of this cushiony material. It has 2 lengths of straps, a shorter one so I can have the bag very close to my shoulder, as well as these longer straps that can hang a bit lower. It has a full zipper that runs the length of the bag, which I think is so perfect for travel. And what I love most is that there are 2 zips, so you can open it halfway, the whole way, and it doesn't matter which way you've kind of closed the bag. You don't have to pull from left to right or right to left. Wait, does that make sense? I'll show you the inside. It's just one huge compartment, and then there's one little side pocket in there. And I also picked up the vanity case that matches the bag as well. I'll quickly share some of the tech essentials that I'm also taking for this trip, because I definitely do plan on vlogging my whole time there in Singapore. I am very guilty of bringing too much tech and not using half of it. So I've tried to cut down what I'm bringing. I've done full reviews on my must-have tech essentials or what's in my tech bag, so I won't go into too much detail. Definitely check out some of those other videos, but more or less most of it is largely the same. But I find this stuff super interesting, and I love seeing what other people are using. First thing I'll bring with me is my camera, and I will keep it in this little pouch. And I am still loving the Sony ZV-1. It is my go-to point and shoot vlogging camera. It is just so easy to use, like I don't really have to think about it. It's just such a great beginner's camera. Like I'm just looking at the quality now and it's still pretty good. So if you're on the market for one, I highly recommend the Sony ZV-1. It is still such a great camera. And then I'll just have it on this little Ulanzi tripod. I love this because it also extends ever so slightly. So that is the Sony ZV-1. Also in here are all the accessories. I have the charger for the Sony ZV-1, possibly a bit excessive, but I also like to bring a spare microphone. So this is the DJI Mic 2. How cute is that? It's just so adorable. Of course, I can't get on a plane without my iPad. I pretty much use my iPad 95% of the time as a Kindle. I just use it for reading books. I probably really should just invest in an actual Kindle. This year, I have absolutely been loving romantic comedy books. I'm trying to finish 14 books by the end of the year, and currently I'm at about 8 books. I've been on an Abby Jimenez binge. I've recently read Just for the Summer and Yours Truly. If I had to pick one, I'd probably say my favorite was Yours Truly. The character in there is a doctor named Jacob who has very bad social anxiety, and just being in his brain thinking and worrying about the things that he worries about, I could totally relate to that. So I really liked that book. I need to download another book before I get on the plane. So if you have any recommendations, let me know. I am always on the hunt for a good read. I will be taking my phone with me, of course. I still film a lot of my vlogs on my iPhone. I just think the quality of an iPhone is so good, especially if you're just taking like panoramic shots. I recently picked up this little suction thing. I've seen the ones where you can actually stick on your phone, but this is magnetic, so I can take it on and off of my phone. And the suction on this is pretty good. I have an iPhone 13 and it holds my phone pretty well. I haven't had issues where it's sliding or it drops off. So next I'm bringing the DJI Pocket 3, which I unboxed with you earlier. And I've also recently just added some stickers on this microphone. I just like how everything just fits so nicely in there. So that will also go in my carry-on bag. I cannot get on the plane without headphones. I've shared these so many times on my channel, but I'll be bringing my AirPods, Air Max. I'll be bringing my Air Max, Air Max, like Nike Jordan Air Max. What are these called? I'll be bringing my Apple headphones. It's a bit of a shame because I seem to use these only when I've traveled for long international flights. I think I don't use it as much, partly because they are quite heavy. They do feel a bit tight on the ears after a while of wearing. Usually for every day, I just reach for my AirPods. They last throughout the day. The sound quality is still so good and they're just so convenient. I can pop them in my handbag, take it to work, whereas obviously these are a bit larger, so I don't tend to use them as often, but I'm trying to make the most of it while I travel. They are really cute though. They look exactly like the little headphone emojis. And because I am so extra, I am bringing 2 AirPods. I'm just petrified I'll either lose one or one will run out of battery, and I'm not patient enough to wait for it to charge, so therefore I bring 2. I'm actually surprised I haven't lost one yet this year. Oh, and because I'm old school, I also like to bring a pair of wide earphones. This is more so for work when I'm having conference calls. I just cannot be bothered fussing with trying to pair Apple products with my Microsoft laptop. So this is just a plug and play and I don't have to worry about it not syncing. Also the chargers, I just keep it in a separate pouch. I also have some batteries here as well. Last but not least, I'll be bringing my laptop and my external hard drive. I usually carry a blank external hard drive while I'm traveling. I'm just petrified of losing files, so I keep all my original videos in my bigger hard drive. I'm still using my MacBook Air. I'm being very ambitious, but I'm hoping to be able to edit while I'm in Singapore. Let's see how we go. So I'll take this with me. I'm still using Final Cut Pro, but while I'm away, I'm also planning for other trips throughout the year. So I've been spending so much time on Notion. This is my current itinerary for Tokyo. Not sure if you can see that. So definitely stay tuned for the Japan vlogs. So that is all the tech that I'll be putting in my carry-on bag. I might show you the other essentials when I'm actually at the airport if I have time. Welcome to Sydney International Airport. I deliberately came here early just so I could do a little bit of shopping, of course. The duty free here is so good. My gosh, it was so busy this morning. Just trying to get into the airport was just crazy, but I'm here now with plenty of time and I'm officially using the DJI Pocket 3. On the screen it looks okay, but I never know until I actually upload the footage onto my laptop. But so far it looks pretty good. What do you guys think? In Singapore. It is just a little bit after 5 o'clock. I deliberately got this flight just so I could make it in time for dinner with my friends. I'm so excited to be back in Singapore. Welcome to Singapore, guys. I am so excited to be here. Oh my gosh, it is so warm here. Oh, I'm craving the warm weather. I'm quickly going to get changed and then race out to go see my friends. I bumped into one of my close work friends even before I stepped into the hotel room. It is just bizarre to me how I have more friends here in a city that I don't even live in. I'm feeling very blessed and very lucky at the moment to be back. Outfit check for the night. Pink and a little bit of color. I'm starting to feel very summery all of a sudden being here in Singapore. I've decided to take my camera bag and use this as my handbag because it just fits more and I can take my camera along as well. I'm so excited to catch up with my friends and have some great food and drinks and just enjoy Singapore. Let's go. And